Hello everyone. Let's see what are annotations in Spring Boot. Annotations in Spring Boot are special markers used to provide metadata about classes, methods, and fields. So it is used to provide a metadata about classes, methods, and fields. They tell the framework how to configure, manage, and wire components automatically, reducing the need for manual XML configurations. So, why our annotations are used means simplify configuration, automatically register beans and dependency. So, it simplifies the configuration and enables the dependency injection, manage object creation and wiring, promote clean code, and then provide a flexibility, easily customize behavior through annotations like at rest controller or at transactional. Let's see various annotations in Spring Boot. So first one is core annotations. These annotations are essential for configuring beans and dependency injection. So at component marks a class as a Spring managed beans. So this at component marks the classes as a Spring managed bean. Next at service, at repository, at controller. These all are the at service and at repository as a, it is a specialization of the at component used to denote this service layer class, and at repository is also a specialization of what component for a data access objects. Service is for a service layer class, and at repository is for a data access object. It provides exception handling for database errors. At controller marks a class as a Spring MVC controller responsible for handling web requests. So at controller is responsible for handling web requests. This is the core annotations. Second one is configuration annotation. This annotation helps configure the Spring context and application settings. So at configuration marks a class as a source of bean definitions. So example for at configuration, at bean is used here. Used with at bean is used with at configuration classes to declare and create a Spring beans. So it is used within that configuration. Admin is used within that configuration classes to declare and create the Spring beans. At components scan. At components scan configures component scanning, allowing Spring to detect and register beans in a specified package. So at component is used to configure component scanning and allowing the Spring to detect and register beans in a specified package. So this is the use of at component scan. So third is dependency injection annotations. These annotations automate the injection of dependencies. Example at AutoWire. At AutoWire is used to inject a bean by type, can be used on fields, constructors, or methods. So at service, here at AutoWire is used. So this is the example. And then at qualifier, used to resolve conflicts when multiple beans of the same type exist. So when in the case of when multiple beans of the same time exist means we used at qualifier, we use at qualifier to resolve those conflicts. So this is the example. And then at value, at value is used to inject external values like properties into fields. So its usage is like this. And then Spring Boot annotations. Specific annotations used to configure Spring Boot applications. At Spring Boot application combines at configuration, at enable auto configuration, and at component scan. So this card at Spring Boot application combines all these three. So this is the example. So at Spring Boot application combines these three annotations. At enable auto configuration, annotation means enables Spring Boot's auto configuration based on the dependencies found in the class path. Web annotations used to define web controllers and the request handling. That is at rest controller. This combines the at rest controller combines at controller and at response body used to create REST APIs. So this is the example. At rest controller, inside that we use at get mapping slash users endpoint. So at request mapping maps the HTTP request to handle the methods. At get mapping, at post mapping, at put mapping, at delete mapping, specialized version of at request mapping for specific HTTP methods. At path variable binds URL path variables to method parameters. At path variable is used to bind the URL path when we want to use the URL path, and that case we use the at path variable to method parameters. At request param extracts query parameters from the request URL. And then transaction management annotations. It is used to manage transaction within the Spring applications. Exception handling annotations. So it handles the specific exceptions through by controller methods at exception handler. And then at controller advice. This is used for global exception handler for all controllers. So summary is Spring annotation reduce configuration complexity and enhance the code readability by providing declarative ways to define beans and then inject dependencies, manage transactions, handle exceptions, and build the REST APIs. So this is the use of Spring annotations. Thank you.